with Stryker Boats, and we're here today on beautiful Green Lake in the Caribou in BC, and we just want to go through a couple tips and tricks for a new boater. You get a lot of first-time boaters. The Stryker may be the first vessel they've ever owned. I mean, there are some things that you should really consider when you first start boating. So starting out is as simple as making sure that you have you're setting up your boat on a smooth, level surface. You want to make sure that your floor is installed properly in the boat and there's nothing underneath the metal floor that can get in the way of a full assembly. Make sure your stringers are in the right positions, and then pump the boat full of air. After the boat is fully inflated, you want to ensure that your caps are fully on the boat and that you can't pop that valve inside or an accidental release of the air while you're on the water. You want to make sure that your outboard clamps, whatever outboard you're using, are fully secure. Another way to ensure this is secure is to add a lock to attach the two together. You can even use a zap strap or otherwise. Now, if you know that they're tight, you can also just do what we do. We do a lot of outboard swaps on our boat, so I typically don't lock them to the transom, but it is a good idea and a good habit to get into. Another really key point when you're for anyone, new boater or a seasoned vet, is to use your outboard safety stop. And most life jackets will have a spot to attach that to. What that's going to do is that if, heaven forbid, you do fall overboard, that's going to snap the engine and snap this off of the outboard, and that's going to shut down the motor and allow you to get back in, hopefully. And of course, the safety side of things. So your life jacket, you always want to ensure you have all the necessary safety equipment, and not only the necessary stuff that's recommended, but there's also a few really nice to haves that you can bring along with you. We like to bring along an extra pump just in case we were to lose some air. It's never happened, but if it ever does, you're on the far end of the lake, it's nice to know that you can do a quick field repair, get some air back in the boat and get home. Losing air in the boat is not something I've ever experienced in 20 years, so it's not something that you should really be worried about while you're out on the water either. The boats are incredibly stable, incredibly safe, and with a few tips and tricks along the way will help your boating life a little easier. In terms of what you need to get past all the regulations, if you get stopped on the water by a conservation officer or a fisheries officer, if you are fishing, you need to make sure you have a current fishing license. Typically they renew on April 1st, but please check your local regulations for current regulations. They do change yearly. And then you do want to also look up every lake that you go to and what is currently allowed and not allowed in your particular area. If you have a motor in BC over 9.9 horsepower, that's going to require a vessel registration, and that's as simple as going online, taking your bill of sale, taking a picture of the boat, and it's a free application, and you fill out an online form. It's going to give you what's called BC numbers, and then you simply stick those on your hull. We use an outfit called boatnumberplate.com. We highly recommend their product for attaching the numbers to your vessel. They look incredible, and it will be a lifelong connection. It's just like any of the other accessories or nameplates that we use. So very good option to consider. And then the other thing you want to do is there's not too many moving parts to worry about, but things as simple as your Scotty base. You want to make sure that your screws are tight. You want to make sure that all of your accessories are plugged in and locked securely. You want to make sure you have enough fuel for your trip wherever you're going and the way home. And then you want to make sure that, heaven forbid anything does happen, that you have your necessary safety gear and possibly a few snacks or a water just in case you do get stranded somewhere, which is extremely unlikely, but it's always best to be more prepared than not while you're out on the water. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed a few of these tips and tricks on getting into boating for a new boater, and perhaps just a refresher for a seasoned vet on the water. But anyways, hope you guys have a safe year on the water.